So today I wanted to break down my song called You. I'm being forced by the people I'm working with to make tutorials. Save me! So this is my song You. I made that like a few months ago, I think. I can't remember, but it's fine.
I'm having a stroke!
It's basically a very hard future bass song with like hard-hitting drums, wide chords, everything. So I wanted to break this down for everyone because people have been asking me to. Let's start with the MIDI for the and the piano for the intro. So this MIDI, it started out with the Unison MIDI chord pack because I'm lazy and I don't want to make my own chords, but it morphed so much into this. Like it changed so much basically, and now it's my own thing. And this is basically the chord progression. What I've done is I'm put down the velocity so it's like soft and put up the volume of your piano. You can do that with Keyzone, it's free. And then I boosted lows because the lows are epic and distorted it to make it loud, not to add distortion just to distort it, but distortion also is used to make stuff loud, as you can hear. You don't always use distortion to mess up your songs. Then in the second part, I added this violin string thing, just as like background sound. Okay, on top of that I used Quanta to make this ambience from the song, basically. I made the song and I got Quanta and I made ambience for the song. For the people who don't know what Quanta is, it's a granulizer, so it kind of makes everything like wishy-washy through each other and make everything sound white and cool. It's a pretty cool plugin. Have a look at it. Also, FL has their own granulizer, so if you don't have the money to buy it, use FL granulizer, it's fine. Then I added this one as well, which is just up more. That's basically all there is for the intro. I made it rise up here with this. It's the Quanta, like the... I don't know how to call it. It's the frequency, the EQ basically, so it goes from like low to high. So it builds up to the song finally. Then let's start with the MIDI and the chord stacks. So I got 4 chord stacks in total. This one is just a ARP. First chord stack sounds like this. When I make future bass, very nasty chord stacks tend to kind of fill out all the empty spaces. It makes it wide and big, and it works really well. So try using very detuned chord stacks and very like just nasty sounding chord stacks and everything. For the second chord I have this one. Then for the third one, I have this one. And I have a layer of weird white noise which fills up everything pretty nice. And then there's this last thing which is an ARP. Basically, it sounds like this. How you do this is go into your little settings tab here, and then here's the arpeggiator. Put it on down or up. I put it on down because I thought it sounded better, and then you just, with this knob here, you can kind of decide the timing of the arpeggiator. Then for sub bass and mid basses. For the sub bass, basically I just used a square saw from this pack for, let's see, from the massive pack, Square Saw 1, and I put some distortion on it, EQ, it's very simple. The sub bass just sounds very thick in itself because, I don't know, the square just sounds thick. Got the highs, like processing, there's not much to see, it's just EQ and some distortion. And then mid bass, I have this detuned mid bass, and this one that's not detuned. And together you have this. Everything together, my CPU is going to die, holy shit. So that's basically your chord stack. Then onto the lead, which there's 4 leads in total. This is the top lead, the highest lead. Just like, if you put a very high lead and you mix it in well, it's like almost sounds like the lead is singing because of the, I don't know, it just sounds cool, so I did it. And then I have this one, which is an octave lower. It's like creating harmony. It's not an octave lower, it's creating harmony. Sorry, I said that wrong. And then this one, which is the both together, but in one patch, in another like patch of Serum. And then there's this one, which I put on the chords for some reason, but it's basically a riser almost. And it keeps going up through the whole drop, which kind of gives it that energy that you want. Then onto drums, I guess. I have these drums from my pack, which never came out, and I don't know if it will, because I'm lazy. I have these snares. So one of them is a pan snare, and one of them is like a white noise snare. And then I have 2 kicks, because I need to cut the kicks when the, or cut the snares when the kicks hit, basically, so. That's the kick. Then you have these snares just on top to make it harder. Basically just for the attack of the snare, because they have more attack. And that's basically all the drums. All you need to add then is just a simple like ride that goes every once in a while, like this. This kind of, the whole thing sounds huge with this. I don't know why, it just works so well. Also reverse kick, because reverse kick makes it sound hard as hell. And then on to vocals in the first drop, which they're just very distorted. They are not enabled. I'm an idiot. Thank you. So they're just first layer of vocal here. I'll show you, which is a lower vocal. Then you add harmony, which makes it kind of phase and weird, which sounds cool to me. So I did it. And then this one that's an octave higher. And together it just sounds huge and I love it. And then this second vocal is another one from oversampled vocal thing, by the way. It's, you can get it. The oversampled vocal stuff, which sounds pretty cool. And then this one just, I don't know, I just messed around, made it reverse, and then it sounded like this and it was cool and I kept it. So first one is 1 octave down, then you have second one, octave up, another octave up. So you have 3 octaves, which sounds huge again. I'll keep on saying it, it's just, everything just sounds huge when you do it. And then this one, which is not distorted, it's just one of the samples. It's the same one I used in the break, actually, like here, and I cut it up. But this one, this is my favorite one. And then I have this thing here with like with all these effects. It's just, I don't know, it's just cool.
Oh my god, it's hard to explain this.
Everything just sounds cool and I did it. That's basically the whole gist of everything. Then the break, what I did is I grabbed this, reversed it, put reverb on it, and then cut the tail and reversed the tail so it reverses into itself. Yeah, that's a very easy trick to make, like, to make a transition sound cool. And then I have this Quanta here, which you already heard. Then I have this violin from Labs, just playing in the background. It doesn't add that much. And then this thing. This is my favorite ambience in the whole, like, song. I made this a while back. I can't remember when, but I made it a while back. And I stretched it and I pitched it, and it sounds so, it just works so well. It's also made with Quanta, by the way. It's just, everything is just Quanta because it's, granulizing stuff just makes everything ambient and cool. And then here is the piano after that, which is just basically a very high piano with low notes. And it sounded kinda like, it sounded pretty cool.
So I did it.
I reversed the piano also, so it reverses into itself, so it sounds like this. This is kind of the slowest break, and then it starts building up again. This is just as the most quiet part of the song almost, apart from this part, which we'll get to. And then it starts building up again with the reversed things to this. So I made it dip in volume because it almost sounds like it hits every time that it hits again. It kind of hits harder. So the ambience has this, it just has this vibe to it that's just, I love the vibe. I'm very happy with this song. Then there's the violin again, and this is the vocal, my favorite vocal in the whole pack. Oversampled it. It's, this vocal sounds like this on its own. And I cut it up, so I made it fit to my song, and it sounds like this. This is almost my favorite part of the song. I added a respace, very simple respace in Serum, just like, boom, fixed. It's very easy, copy it if you want, I don't care. But the whole thing just sounds huge and just so vibey, just so like emotional, and I love it. And then I have this wind sample here. That's playing with that, but an octave up, basically, with Quanta stuff. This is one of the most quiet parts of the song, together with this. Just to break all the energy and just make it come back in the drop, basically. And then it just... Goodbye CPU. I have this other vocal that's reversed. It's the same vocal as I used in here and there and everywhere basically, and it sounds like, oh god, what did I do? It sounds like this. Oh, it sounds like this. And then I added this vocal also over the drop basically. And then I just did the same drop, basically, on the first drop, on the second drop, without the rides to give it a spacious feel, almost. It's like empty, but it's not bad empty. Goodbye, CPU. I hate it. That's basically the whole song. Just the small like effects like this. How you would do that is just you automate this thing. And you automate the speed, up, down. You can automate everything. It's really, it's a handy trick if you want to do future bass. Don't know why it sounds weird, but it does. Doesn't matter. That's the whole song. It's really not that complicated. That's it. So thank you everyone for watching. I hope someone learned something from this. I hope everyone enjoyed this, and I'll see you in the next video.